on Asian Network. Go! From 6, it's AJD.
Yes.
But right now,
now.
it's Ankur Desai. News stories that matter.
Imran Khan on the BBC Asian Network. Well, a new theatre show about Islamic prayer opens at the Hippodrome in Birmingham today. It's called Waswasa Whispers in Prayer and is part of the Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Festival. I've been speaking to the man who's created the show. He's award-winning Birmingham artist Mohammed Ali.
Waswasa Feature show, it's an attempt to demystify through physical theatre the physical act of Islamic prayer. So it's an immersive theatre show at the Birmingham Hippodrome that I've been kind of wanting to do for quite some time, which blends physical theatre, art installation to really try to unpick and explore what Muslim prayer means in kind of British secular society.
Yeah, and just explain some of those struggles, let's say, for people to understand what Islamic prayer is, what it means, and explore that journey with you.
I mean, Islamic prayer is something perhaps that many people are familiar with. You see a local mosque, you'll see people maybe spilling out on the car parks or in parks or airports or train stations. The physical sight of people prostrating onto the ground, head to the ground, is something we're familiar with but perhaps don't understand. And increasingly now, even on the football pitch, perhaps through the act of prostration like Mo Salah putting his head down upon scoring a goal, it's very familiar but perhaps still something we're curious about. In British society, we're always nervous to ask those burning questions. We don't have those avenues to kind of go, I've got a question for you. So this is kind of what we're doing here.
So what can people see on stage? Because I'm quite curious to see how this will look visually.
Well, look, first of all, let's clarify that this is not conventional theatre, so there is no stage as such. So it is pretty much an immersive space where you walk through a prayer tunnel that we've built especially. You walk through the minds of the people of Birmingham, the prayers that people have graffitied onto prayer mats that are hanging in this tunnel, and you walk through that to get to the performance space. And you sit down for a 45-minute live performance with an actor. And then the last part, you get to see the famous Birmingham ancient Quran, which is said to be one of the oldest in the world. So it's kind of got a few different facets to it.
Some might say, well, this is primarily about Islamic prayer, so will this appeal to non-Muslims? But it's about that, I suppose, education and learning experience.
Absolutely. It might be a story specific to the Islamic community and the act of prayer. But I tell you what, we're exploring Waswasa, which is about distractions. Finding focus in Islamic prayer is no different to any community, whether it's through yoga or making music and sports. Everybody's struggling with the distractions of the modern world. Even this phone that I'm speaking to you on is a distraction, these things that buzz away. So actually, the core of this project, which is about how do we attain that pure focus in society, there's really kind of some great parallels that we're exploring that would really resonate with any community, even though it's specific about the Muslim prayer.
You must be super excited to perform this. This is something which is like a labour of love, I can imagine.
I would say this started 25 years ago in Birmingham, in the back of my dad's curry house in the kitchen, this engagement with a customer. I tell you the story. He walks into the kitchen, Andy, one of our regular customers, to come and say hello to the chef. He sees the tandoori chef on the ground next to the tandoori oven, and he's got his prayer mat out, and the customer said, what's he doing over there? Ever since that time, I've been wanting to unpick that kind of really not difficult conversation, but fascinating, almost like rare exchange that took place, where him entering into the kitchen opened him up to this world that we're from, where we have something we do every day, it's our practice of in between jobs and work that we do. We pray.
Mohammed Ali there, he's the man behind Waswasa, telling us about the immersive theatrical experience that opens at the Hippodrome in Birmingham today.